Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 13th. This week, you start off with the Two of Spades, so separating away from something. I'm going to pick up this later card as well. You have the Tower as well coming up. And you have it upright. And the Tower is a card of something breaking away. The top of the Tower is always breaking away, and it's always about breaking away from something. Sometimes, a lot of people say that this card is really negative, but I've experienced the Tower in my own life, and it always turns out for the best. So I feel like this is something that you are currently dealing with anyway. I don't feel like it's something that's going to show up this week. I think for those of you that this applies to, you've already been dealing with either a breakup or just some piece of you even breaking away and having a total shakeup in even your beliefs. Like a lot of you I'm getting could have totally over the past few months changed a lot of your beliefs and, come up with some new ideas or just things like that. But again, the Tower is a card that's about a surprise breakaway, a piece of yourself breaking away even in a lot of ways. But, it always leads to stronger change. You always end up, strengthening the top of your tower and rebuilding it and making it a lot better so it doesn't happen again. So it's always a necessary change in a lot of ways. Next, you have the King of Diamonds. A lot of you could be dealing with bosses this week, just dealing with your boss in general. It doesn't have to be a male, could be a female boss, but it would just be somebody that you're kind of having to deal with. They could be a little bit reactive this week. So the deal with you is you need to just be kind of just perfectly stable and even. You could be dealing with a boss who's very, making very reactive decisions and not thinking about things. This could go for just life in general. I mean, people are extremely reactive right now. Just look at the news, look at what happens in the news. Then look at what happens on social media. All of a sudden people are, freaking out about everything, and, they're experts on everything. And it's just this reactive type of energy. And again, the trick for you is to just stay kind of in the middle and not reacting and just observing things as they are and seeing what happens and then making your decision. Again, it's not a card of not making decisions. It's a card of putting thought into those things. I think that's going to be very important for you this week. Next, you have the Jack of Spades. So definitely, being very resourceful, moving forward, trying to charge forward on something, but again, with thought. I think that will be very important for you this week. And the Jack of Spades is good at that. Jack of Spades is very resourceful, can be, and can be very good at thinking about things before he does them. So definitely a good card for that. Next, you have the Four of Hearts. Great card for love, more love coming into the home, feeling more love. Great card for new relationships, even new jobs, new business positions. It's a card of commitment as well. So I think a lot of you are thinking longer term, maybe, whereas you haven't been for, maybe your whole entire life. But now I think maybe it's hitting a lot of you that you want to think longer term and you want to have longer term plans and really have longer term stability, not so much short term any longer. So it's a great card for coming up with those things. It's even a card that could result in marriage, so it's a very good card. Next, you have the Ace of Clubs. Card of abundance, and abundance coming to you in every single way. It's also a card of using your brain, being really intelligent, which you are anyway, and trusting yourself in a lot of ways. It's a card of communication and being a really great communicator, and it's also a card of learning. So a lot of you could be learning this week. It would be very beneficial for you. That's been a long-term 2016 message for you, Virgo. You're definitely one of those signs that will benefit and probably has benefited greatly from just gaining extra knowledge and kind of brushing up on skills in a lot of ways. And then finally, you have the Jack of Hearts. Could have an admirer out there. A lot of you could have an admirer. Could be a water sign. I've said it for a long time that I think water signs do well with Virgo. A lot of the water signs can, depending on what the rest of the chart is like. But Virgo can definitely ground water signs and go well with a lot of them. So you could have a water sign admirer out there, or this can represent somebody coming in. So again, they might not be coming in this week, but it does represent, somebody coming in the future who could be a good relationship for you. So looks like a great week. I think you're going to enjoy it. Very exciting stuff as well. Jack of Spades, you have that Jack of Spades, which can make you feel very energetic and make you just want to get a lot done. So that's a good thing. But it looks like a great week. So thank you for watching and enjoy.